Alright, welcome back to the vlog videos. We just posted the last one yesterday and we've been getting a ton of positive comments, positive DMs, everyone saying they really just prefer this over the dark room sit down. So as you can imagine, we're gonna do it again. Braden's here behind the camera again. Today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on another run. We are gonna get some work done, get some more work done. It's currently 8:22 and I will see you there.
The man them too inconsiderate, 5-star hotel smoking cigarette, mixing codeine up with a Finnegan. She got thick but she wanna get
Beautiful, man. Good, yeah, man. Let's see. Let's get it. Getting old.
Take a look at these diamonds, wrong as her life for squinting, can't just stare. We're babe through thick and thin, she already fixed, so I'm halfway there.
How's it going so far, Welby? So far. It's good, man. Easy run. Nothing crazy, Braden. How's everything else? Yeah, man. Keep us in. Braden's got back pain. Look, I still show up. Kian, I still show up. We're still waiting for Kian and Sasha to show up. Yeah, no, that's true.
How you go say you boss if you don't handle biz? Real men stay on 10, take care of their kids. You boys talking too much, it's time to show them ends.
Alright, so we just finished the run now. We went to this place in Camps Bay to get coffee and food and stuff as well, but it just looked pretty goofy, like walking around with the camera, so I didn't record all that. But essentially, I'm just back home now, and I wanted to come on and talk about something. I was on a coaching call yesterday, and then I got a message from a client as well, and I just wanted to tell you about this. So the first thing is, I got a message from a client yesterday. He's been on with us for like 6 months, something like that. He was pretty early, and he sent me a message. He was like, "Bro, I just got to 50,000 per month yesterday." I was like, 50,000. The guy started at like 10-ish thousand. This is dollars again, right? It's not like South African rand or like rupees or something. Like he had 50K for the first time. That is his goal when he first signed up with us. And I was like, man, firstly, congratulations. It's fantastic. It's like always good to see that. But the second thing is that, so he sent that. And then as soon as I finished that, I had a coaching call with the clients after that. And literally within 5 minutes, someone was asking me like, look, I'm doing all this work, I'm sending all this outreach, and it's like, I'm just not getting results. And he was like, he feels like he has some like limiting belief or like there's something holding him back. And what I told him was like, don't even think about limiting beliefs and all that stuff. Honestly, I think a lot of people, they try to introspect too much. But basically what I told him, I was explaining an analogy where someone said, I think it was like Benjamin Franklin or like Abe Lincoln or someone like that. And they were like, if I had 7 hours to cut down a tree, I would spend 6 hours sharpening my axe. So what I told him, I was like, look, in your situation right now, imagine there's two things. There is the axe, like cutting down the tree, and then there's the actual sharpening of it, right? So you can get more leverage for every chop that you do. And I was comparing the chopping with outreach. He was like, I'm sending all these messages, I'm doing all these cold calls. Why are some people like booking 10 calls a day? Why are some people hitting 50,000 a month? Why are some people growing so quick, but I'm like slower? And I compared the chopping to the outreach. He was sending messages, sending messages, sending messages. But then what I did was I compared the sharpening with improving his assets. So obviously, I mean, he runs an agency if you don't know. But what I mean by this is like he's sending messages on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on DM, all of this. But at the same time, he has a brand new profile. Like there's nothing about the guy online. He's completely fresh, completely brand new. So I was saying like, look, you need to spend as much time as you can possibly sending messages. But at the same time, you should also be spending your time sharpening the axe, making whatever you do more efficient, more leveraged. So, for example, when I started, again, I had no credibility, I had no proof, I had no skills, I had nothing. Right? I was just some weird guy from Cape Town. So it's like, how are these owners going to trust me? And what I did was, I would send as much as I can, message as much as I can, but at the same time, I would be optimizing the profile. You know, if I was doing outreach on LinkedIn, it's like, okay, I would improve my LinkedIn. I would get better pictures. I would proactively leave the house, get someone to take a picture, right? So that I can just look better on the actual accounts. And by doing that, you just appear more credible. You just appear like better. So what happens is the amount of, let's say, power that you have in each message, in each interaction that you have with anyone is going to be so much higher. Because it's the same case in sales. It's like if you try to take sales calls with someone, you have no website, no pictures, nothing. The only thing about you is like the profile picture on the DM that you sent. It's not going to be as effective if it's like they look you up, they see your YouTube, they see your Instagram, they see your LinkedIn. So, I mean, the lesson from this for anyone who is early on, or even at any stage, to be honest, is like you need to also look at the ancillary things. And that's why we're putting a bit more effort into the content now, because it's like we know that we have an insanely good product. Like we know it. We see the results. We see people adding 150,000 per month. But it's like on the outside, no one knows that because they can't see it and we're not marketing it. So we're putting more content out so that people can actually see what we do, see who we are, see that the team's great, see that we're putting a ton of effort and see all these things. And again, sharpening the axe so that every interaction that we have, whether that's a DM, whether that's a phone call, it's more effective. There's already that pre-built trust. So if you're in a situation where it's like you feel like you're just working super hard, but not getting returns, you just need to analyze like how much leverage, how much power do you have in the interactions you have. Right. And I think by looking at it in that lens, focusing on the work, the actual like cutting of the wood, but also how sharp the axe is, I think it'll just allow you to make a lot more progress and a lot shorter of a time frame.
What's up, man? All good over here. Haven't seen you in a while, I feel like. How's
Yeah.
it going?
Been a long time, man. It's been good though. How's the skiing?
Yeah, great. Well, I wiped out a couple times. My neck hurts, my back hurts, everything hurts, but it's really fun. I see you're more active on Instagram. I haven't seen the vlog. I want to see the vlog. I'm going to see it today. But it's cool. It's cool that you guys are actually creating much more like more vlog content. I feel like that's what most people love to watch.
Appreciate it, man. We've got Braden to thank for that. I was just on the agency accelerator call now. They were all saying the same thing. They were like,
Yeah?
it's nice. Yeah, I guess they prefer it. But
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
all right. Either way, I thought we could start this one off with some wins. Who wants to go first?
But,
I mean, Kian, if you're in first, like, don't worry, it's fine. You can go.
I don't know, bro. For once, I'm stunned. I don't know. Joe's been really good, been very consistent. It's been a good like 3 weeks back. So that's been good. Went back on Instagram, so I know Braden's going to be happy with that one. Otherwise, that's about it from our side. That's going well. Protein intake is going up day by day.
Good stuff. All right. Any other wins, guys?
I mean, yeah, a bit of an obvious one at this point, but yeah, first vlog did really well.
Let me bring it up.
We were getting a lot of positive comments, a lot of views. Yeah, I think we did quite well.
Shout out to Braden. And that's excluding like the DMs on Instagram and stuff. So it seems like people really do like it. So shout out to Braden on that one. Yeah.
It's just to be like half of the vlogs is just gonna be like pictures of Sasha, and then the rest of it will be us.
Okay, last wins.
Any your side, Welby?
All of your wins are my wins, to be honest. That's how I see it.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. I didn't mean it in like a sweet way, but yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, wins, I was gonna say the content. Boxing's nice. Getting ready to fight Ben and Harry when they come to Cape Town. Running's been good. Bro, Logan, you ran an 18K.
Yeah, marathon trainer. I did a half marathon like last year after a few weeks training. I got like 1:49, so that's like 5:15 kilometer pace.
He runs downhill though.
I mean, ages ago before I went serious with running, me and Mason had like a 5K bet on who could run the fastest time. And I beat him after my second run by like 3 minutes. And the guy tried saying my app was wrong and everything. He tried making every excuse under the book.
You have the same tools, man. You can't bring different tools to compare it.
But it's crazy because it's like I can see that this is why his business is not doing as well as it could be because of his thought process, which is why I like had to force myself to say that, because it's like, if I actually want to help him, it's that. But it's like, how do I actually go about saying anything like that, in a way that's actually going to get the point across?
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's looking like it's at the point, and I completely understand, by the way. Like, I'm watching this and I'm like half cringing, because it's like, he's like, yeah, I understand, but I just need to go like talk to the team and think about it and watch more Veason's videos and wait. And like, I'm like, bro, what are you?
Yeah.
I think it's at the point in the call where it's like, if he's not like signing now, it's kind of worth just being dead direct with him.
I just need money and vibes, don't need none of that toxic shit. My social battery gone, I gotta stay out the mix.
Alright, so I'm just wrapping up the day right now. I've got the blue light blockers. I'm just planning tomorrow. Got the classical playing. If you're not on the classical, you need to go on the classical. You can see it's pretty dark out. You can see the mountain and stuff in the back. But there's two things I wanted to talk about. I want to tell you a story from a team call that I had today, and then one from the day before. So the day before one, I was on the call. I was with the core team. So my assistant, my ops manager, my content manager, setup manager, all like the core team members. And essentially, I was telling them, I was like, look, if you can run a 10K, right? I will buy you all, there's a specific like line of clothing that they all really want. I was like, look, if you can run a 10K, because we're all looking to get into running, I will buy you that clothes. And I asked them, I was like, look, I said to one of them, I was like, look, can you run 10K? They're like, no, I can't do that. I was like, what? And I asked the other one, I was like, surely you're going to do a 10K. Like, no. Like, I need to practice, I need to prep, I need to do all that. And you would think that that's a normal response. But when I heard that, it was the complete opposite of what I wanted to hear. Now, obviously, they have no training. They have no, like, barely any running experience, any of that. But what I told them, initially I got off the call, ended it. I was thinking about it for genuinely like an hour. The next day I came back, I said to them, I was like, look, I went to all of them one by one. I was like, look, do you think I can run a 10K? They're like, yeah. Went to the other one. I was like, do you think I can run a 10K? They're like, yeah. Went to the other. I went to all of them. I was like, do you think I can run a 10K? Every single one of them, they said yes. And I said to them, I haven't ran a 10K in years. I can't even remember if I even ran one. I'm not a runner, none of that. And when I told them, I was like, look, the only reason why you think that I can run a 10K is because of the confidence that I have in myself. I was telling them, I was like, look, you all know me. You've all been working with me. You know that I would rather crawl through glass than say that I'm going to run a 10K and not run a 10K. Like, my word is so, it was my word, my ego, whatever it is. But I'm just so, I have so much belief in myself that it's like, if I say it, every single person on my team, they're just going to believe me because I've just done it every single time. But what I was telling them, I was like, look, if we want to be the best, we need to all have this belief that it's like, look, if you say something, you're going to do it, right? And the reason I'm saying this is because I think it's so applicable and you need it. Because it's like when I started my business, if you're running a business right now, if you're thinking of starting one right now, you need to be able, it's a skill as well, you need to be able to believe that you can do something. You need to be able to visualize it, see it, have it clearly in your mind and have no evidence that you can do it whatsoever. You know, it's like when I first left high school, I had no experience, nothing, no skills, couldn't even speak to people. But I was like, no, I'm going to make it. I was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this work. There's no proof, nothing. But I was like, no, I'm going to make it. So this is the belief that I really do think that you need to actually succeed. Now, the second thing I want to talk about was going back on beliefs. I had a call on the weekend with someone you'll definitely know in the space, a very big name in the space that I'm not going to talk about. But I had a call with him, and I was talking to the team about it. Essentially, they just had some questions like, hey, what was it like? Like, I've heard all these things about him. Like tell me, like, what is the source? And one of the team members, they asked, like, what are the beliefs that he has? What does he have that we need to get to that level? And what I said to her, I was like, it's not that he has something that you don't. You know, why he's succeeding right now, just based on the conversation I had with him, based on the questions, all of that, is that he doesn't have what you have, right? And what I mean by this is that there's beliefs that he doesn't have that you might have. So for example, I was talking to him and he was saying, he just casually mentioned it. He was saying that weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, those were the days that he worked more than ever, right? So compared to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, that's where he worked the most. Now, the complete opposite is 99% of people. They see the weekend, they feel like it's like a day off. It's like a time to just calm down. So what I was saying to my team member, I was like, look, there's some people in this world that don't believe that you need rest. They believe that when you sleep, that's all the rest you need, and you can work all day, and then you go to sleep, you get your rest, and you come back and do it again. There's some people that don't think weekends are for relaxing. There's some people that don't want to relax, right? There's some people that honestly know that business can be painful. They know that it's going to be difficult. They know it's going to be complex. They know it's going to be chaos. They know all of it's going to be tough, but that's what they want. And there's some people that enjoy the chaos. There's some people that just like that. And it's like, the reason I'm saying this is that don't look and try and find like some, and this is what I was saying to her, and this is what I think is applicable, because it's like, I don't think you need to try and find the belief or the skill, definitely the skill, but the belief that's going to move you forward. It's more so removing the ones that are holding you back. So in your life, it may be beneficial to just think like, look, do I think weekends are a time for rest? Do I feel like I need to relax, take time off? Do I feel like I need to stop working because I'm tired? And the thing is, before I end this off, one thing I was saying to the team was that, look, if you decide that you value rest and time off, and you want to work 2-3 days a week, I was like, that's completely fine. I mean, not at my company, but like somewhere else, it should be fine. But the point that I was making is that like, as long as you understand what you want and you live completely authentic to yourself, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to try and like change what you want. You just got to accept it. And the earlier you can realize it, the better. So I'll be honest, and literally before I could even say it to the team, they were all like, when I was talking about the people who like, they want rest or like the chaos, all of that, they were like, okay, so like you. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, we know you don't care about like fun. You don't care about like rest. You don't care about like all these things. And it's just the reality. And just as a closing note, I think one of the most impactful things that I heard is that humans don't act out of accordance with their beliefs. And what I mean by that is that if you fundamentally believe that you need rest, that you need to take the weekend off, if you fundamentally believe that you need it, you're not going to do the opposite because you're acting against what you think you need to do. So look, one of the most useful things that I did was analyze my beliefs. I would honestly recommend the same for you. Pen, paper, write it down. Literally just think about a subject, whether that's rest, work, business, all of that, and just write out what you believe to be true. For example, I believe that I should work as much as I can. I believe that more work gets me more progress. I believe that by me working, I improve as a person, I learn new skills, and I get better. Right? So these are all things that you want to analyze, the good and the bad. So that's all for this one. I will see you in the next one.